Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. I've got this reading for you today, is my favourite to do. You versus them, what is going on in this connection? We're looking at both the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. And welcome to those of you that are new subscribers here, or if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I can't wait to do this reading for you today. I do get excited when I do this one because it's just a bit meaty and more detailed, isn't it? So I've got 4 piles for you to choose from, and there's really no right or wrong way to choose a pile. Just see which one you're drawn to the most. Pile 1 is the Considerate Cat Tarot with this really lovely Celestite heart. Pile 2 is the Ophidia Rose Tarot with this lovely piece of Amazonite. Pile 3 is the Crystal Unicorn Tarot with this piece of Ametrine. And pile 4 is the Queen Alice Tarot with Fire and Ice Quartz. I'm a bit mesmerised by this one. I love the rainbows. I don't know if the video picks them up, but it's beautiful. Anyway, the timestamps for each pile are in the description box below, and you can also find them in the comments pinned at the top there. So I will see you there. Don't forget to make a note in the comments of which pile you're watching. See you soon. Bye. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Celestite heart with a Considerate Cat Tarot. So for these readings, I do actually use 3 decks. I use the deck you've chosen for the divine feminine energies. I am using the Lunar Soul Tarot for the divine masculine energies. And for the connecting energies, I'm using the Illest Tarot. These are the energies down the middle. And I'm going to pull a significator for each of you as well. But let's give these all a shuffle. And whilst I'm shuffling, just to explain briefly how this works, we're just going to look at each of your energies, see what's going on there. We're looking at feelings and current energies and how things are shifting for you guys. And of course, we'll bring forward some guidance. There will be an extended reading today, so if this resonates, you can join me over on Vimeo. The links for that are in the description box below. And I hope you guys are good. These are exciting times as we head towards this 12/12 portal. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you'll be joining me at the webinar. You can find all that info on my website. And sorry, I just felt I needed to tune in then when I shuffled that. Pardon me. Give me 2 secs. This one's calling my attention. I do love this deck. Oh. Beautiful. Yeah, so you can check out all that stuff on my website anyway. Links are always in the description box below. There's also a list there of the decks I use today. I do use quite a few when I do these readings, so I mark those down below for you. Okay, so let's start with the significator for the divine feminine. I'm using Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck. We have Wise One, grow within your current situation. And for the divine masculine, Hunter, track down your fears and desires. And for the connecting energies down the middle, we've got Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take the cards of the divine feminine first. So this is a Considerate Cat Tarot. It's really cute. And to start with, we're asking, what are the divine feminine's current energies? Now, I will use the she pronoun when I'm reading for the divine feminine, but these readings aren't gender specific. In your situation, it might be he, she. But just so it's clear who I'm talking about, either the DF, divine feminine, or DM, divine masculine, I will use the pronouns she and he. Please just adjust them as you see fit. So current energies for our divine feminine. We've got Queen of Wands in reverse. 10 of Cups in reverse. And the 4 of Pentacles. And how's she thinking and feeling about this connection? Temperance in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. And the Knight of Wands in reverse. And what's shifting for this Divine Feminine? The Tower. Strength. And Eight of Cups in reverse. Just want to make sure these are all in shut. Okay. And for the Divine Masculine, I don't actually work with reversals in this step because it doesn't have reversible backs, so if they come out reversed, I will be moving them upright. So that's the Four of Pentacles. Interesting, we have that in the same position for current energies of the Divine Feminine. Five of Pentacles. And the Page of Wands. That's going to annoy me if I don't straighten it. Right. How's he thinking of feeling about this connection? We've got the Fool. The Eight of Swords. The World. And what's shifting for this masculine? The Eight of Cups. The Four of Wands. Interesting, we have the Eight of Cups here in reverse for the feminine. And Judgment. Wow, what a lineup for our masculine. Let's see what the connecting energies are here. Justice. Six of Cups in reverse. And the Ace of Swords in reverse. So I will pull some oracle cards and charms, but let's take a look at the cards we've got out on the table first. Because our Divine Feminine, grow within your current situation. This is a beautiful card, by the way, for those of you that are always asking for signs. Seems to be becoming a bit of a habit for the videos now. And do you know what? I like it. It's affirming, isn't it? So if you ask for an owl or a raven or crow, you've got your symbol there. Wise one, grow within your current situation. I feel like this is exactly what this Divine Feminine is doing. This is a period of growth, but this is uncomfortable growth. I feel she's really being challenged right now. Especially, it feels like her Divine Femininity is being challenged because she's still showing up in this connection as someone that's playing it cool, it feels like. Even though there's an intellectual awareness of this probably isn't the best approach, and I know I'm not being authentic, but she's just finding it so very hard not to resort to the same kind of relationships tactics that she has used in the past. So for sure, this feels like a Divine Feminine that's very frustrated. She's in this place of kind of knowing, but is stepping into being. She's still absorbing all of this wisdom that she's gathering from her spiritual self. I do feel she's in the energy of not wanting union with this person now. I'm not sure how entirely honest that is in her heart. I think it's more of a resignation, a feeling of, well, it's probably not going to happen anyway. So I kind of, you know, I'm trying to let go of that. But deep down with this Four of Pentacles, it does feel like she's not really letting go. She's found some kind of stability or harmony in her life that allows her to at least feel good about how things are. But there's still a lot of distorted energy here. This is a Divine Feminine that has her heart closed down. It's a Divine Feminine that she's trying so very hard. So very hard. There's such a great deal of work has already gone into this situation. She is growing, but she's struggling right now. This is the energy of feeling overwhelmed and trying to avoid thinking about this connection at all costs. And when she is interacting in this connection, she's not herself. Her behaviours are twisted by the intensity of the triggers that she's experiencing. And yet she is so very powerful and pure at heart. I'm really drawn to how, you know, this beautiful white kitty cat, you know, it's so innocent really. Is this such an innocent image for the Queen of Wands? You You know, she's the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Spirit. But when she comes up in reverse, she's kind of almost abusing her own innocence, recognizing the power in her perceived naivety. And you know, when this energy is in codependent or highly sensitive energy, it's quite distorted. It's sexualized to a degree, but it's someone that's just playing up to that old paradigm of how women catch men in relationships through the rules and playing it cool and all of those other things, and sitting in this energy of pretending that she doesn't want a union anyway, that she's satisfied without it. But I really don't think that she is. I think she's just found some peace and balance in where she is. This is someone that's not fully in her power because her heart, is closed. It's like she's found a safe place in her energy, a way to allow enough flow for her to be stable and kind of partially content a lot of the time. But when the interactions begin again, she has no solid footing because there's so many unhealed parts of self still kind of itching at the surface, it feels like. The masculine and this hunter energy, track down your fears and desires. This feels like such a determined energy from our divine masculine. You know, the Four of Pentacles is also the same as what we had for the divine feminine here, and it's such an interesting, it's so hard to pick these cards up, presentation of it in this deck. You can see that he's carrying this weight. The key's there in front of him, but he's not actually taking action. There's something very slow and plodding about this. You know, he's taking a really long, hard look before he makes a move. But this is also someone who hasn't let go. This is the energy of holding on. But the Five of Pentacles, which comes after this. This is all about here we see him carrying this burden, but the burden of the Five of Pentacles is rejection. That's the deepest wound, the heaviest wound that this person's facing in their current energy. It does say here, tracking down your fears and desires. And how interesting, because there is desire here. The Page of Wands, though, is an immature desire. This is someone who's unable to show up in a really mature or committed way. You know, the Page of Wands is player energy. And so for sure, we've got two people here doing a dance. And honestly, it's more of a karmic dance with this Justice card here. I feel like these two people are definitely learning some important lesson together about codependent and avoidant behavior. For sure, this is a cycle that keeps presenting, and we've got the connecting energy here as the broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. You know, when the arrow is broken, and it's interesting that it's the masculine holding the bow, I feel like he's the one that's wreaked the most havoc here with his attacks, deliberate attacks or hurtful behaviours. But, you know, both of you are being asked to embrace the energy of peace. It feels like this karma's been resolved. You know, this Justice card and just how centered and calm this energy presents, and the amount of green around this energy here. You know, this really makes me think that there has been at least a truce. You know, a truce has been called, but for sure this masculine feels very rejected, and he's moving forward in a very playful and non-committed and I don't care way. Both of them are in that I don't really care energy, even though they do. They definitely do care. Neither one has really let go. So how are they feeling about the other in the connection? For our divine feminine, we've got Temperance in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. There is such a lot of resistance here in this divine feminine. When Temperance is in reverse, this is someone that can't fill their own cup. Someone that isn't taking care of themselves, someone whose feelings are unstable and unpredictable because, you know, this person's still trying to keep a lid on so much emotion and pain with this closing down of the heart. And so the Eight of Wands is that slow progress as well. What's really intriguing about this Eight of Wands is that it actually depicts the cats going backwards into the past when it's upright, but it's come up in the reverse, which actually shows us moving towards the future, but in a bit of an upside down way. So I do think she's kind of on the right path. She's just not as aligned as she could well be right now. As I said, this does feel like a fairly evolved and powerful divine feminine that's just struggling through the changes in her situation. As I said, healing is uncomfortable, growth is uncomfortable. This is growing pain that has disabled her from functioning emotionally in a healthy way. The triggers are intense, is what I'm hearing. And so she's very reluctant to take action, even though she feels the impulse to do so. There's an incredible energy of self-restraint here for this divine feminine, a desire to rush forward, but a really strong, grounded resistance against actually doing that. You know, it feels like she's very much stuck in this fear-based state that doesn't allow her to move forward in the way that she really ought to. So she's feeling a lot of desire and a lot of magnetism, but she's working very hard to override that. She's working very hard to try and resist and run from this connection. The masculine is embracing a new beginning, but he's still very limited in his outlook. I mean, for feelings, the world is a beautiful card come up. You know, if we're asking how someone feels about you and we get the world, I think that's quite a lovely message. You know, they clearly think the world of you. But the Eight of Swords still shows us that they're in this tower of deceit, and this is self-deceit, this is self-entrapment, this is someone that's not yet seeing the truth. They're still moving forward quite naively. And they still don't really have a great deal of context for the growth that's actually occurring. Our divine feminine is the holder of that wisdom. You know, she's the one that's intuitively receptive, and even though she's going through this emotional turbulence right now, she gets what's happening. This masculine is just very confused. There's such conflicting energies here, because on the one hand, he still has this really beautiful, naive fantasy about his divine feminine, but his limiting beliefs don't allow him to actually make it real. And so it's just this fantasy. I do feel like you make him feel like he is the world as well. You know, there definitely feels like a lot of mutual love here, but the connecting energies with Six of Cups in reverse is that neither party is taking a step forward. And it's really interesting how even the figures illustrated in this row, you know, he's looking this way, he's not even paying attention to what's over here. He's got a blindfold on here. None of these energies face towards one another except these cats that are in a kind of upside down motion. This is the divine feminine that thinks she's being authentic and going the right way about things, but her perception is distorted by her emotional turmoil right now. So neither party is making the offer they would like to. Neither party, it feels, is interacting right now. What's shifting? For the divine feminine, we have the Tower. And for me, this is the shadow aspects coming into plain view. You know, traditionally with the Tower, we see the crown being blown off the top. And what I'm seeing in this deck, with this black kitty cat, that symbol of intuition at the top, is that, you know, awareness is about to expand, but something has to be released. Something has to be let go of in order that this divine feminine can really turn the corner she's been longing to turn, is what I'm hearing. She has been working so hard to develop this power and this development and learning. And that's beautiful. We see it moving into strength energy. And look, she's got the power here. She's got that light around her. She's stable and feeling much more brave. What's so interesting about these two rows here is how the Eight of Cups comes up in both cases, but for the divine feminine, it's reversed. This is a blocked energy, and this is a beautiful Eight of Cups. I want to show you both of them because they're both illustrated so differently. It's always a journey, the Eight of Cups, usually a journey into our emotional selves. And in this one, it's depicted as this intuitive black cat making its way towards this mountain pathway. And this one, a man is rowing away in a boat. So traditionally in the Rider-Waite, we see someone running away up a mountain, leaving all the cups behind. So this one's certainly more of a traditional image. But in both cases, it's a journey, and it's a journey that we do on our own. You'll see these are very independent energies, these figures here. And because it's a number 8, it's a journey that cycles back in on itself. We may be going away from one another, but we are returning stronger and wiser after this journey we've taken. So for sure, with the Divine Feminines coming up reversed, there's a caution here to be mindful that you've got to unlock. You've got to break the dam when it comes to your heart. You've got to start letting emotions fully flow again. Don't be afraid of them. Once you've released all of the agony, this is the Tower moment coming. You can start over. You can have a new way of being. Don't avoid it. Our masculine we see, whether intentionally or not, moving towards 8 of Cups, 4 of Wands and Judgment energy. Now this is a masculine that is about to wake up. This is a masculine that's moving into the energy of being ready to learn the lessons of the soul. This is someone that's evolving and growing. And so this is a really important message here for the Divine Feminine. You want to be in this energy of transformation and journeying within too. You guys want to be aligned and on the right path to support union energies, because your masculine is certainly releasing himself here, from these very static feelings that he doesn't know where to go with. In terms of what's shifting here is really positive. It's someone that's going on that inner journey, someone that's focusing on, union energies, and someone that's waking up to the truth of who he is. These are really powerful energies, but there's still an imbalance here. This Ace of Swords in reverse is some truth not spoken. So this Divine Feminine really needs to learn to step into authenticity and to allow her heart energy to flow, so as not to create any further obstructions. I feel that that's hard because we've got this broken arrow energy up here. There's been some kind of fight. There's been some kind of injustice which had to be brought back into balance. And so, in real terms, you guys, feels like there's been some kind of forgiveness. Let's see what the advice cards is. I'm going to use Carl Gray again. This is a different deck though. This is Keepers of the Light, I believe. So for Divine Feminine, we've got Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. And for the Divine Masculine, we've got Sanat Kumara, light activation. Do you know what? I think those two are actually twin flames. I can't be certain, but I think they might be. Isn't that cool? And for the connecting energy guidance, we're going to get these angel guides. Friendship and union, look at that. You need to make peace. Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven in the astral realm. And for the masculine, Sanat Kumara, light activation. Share your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. This is what we're seeing here. The 12-12 portal is going to be huge for you guys. And this union energy is again here. So this is about, leaving all channels of communication open. If this person's blocked, you don't want to be... Sorry, I needed to choose those. If, this person's blocked, you don't close off any potential opportunities for communication. So we've got P.S. I love you. It's two people outside. The Losers Club, the Spider Web, and Love Hurts. And we've got the Hourglass also. Okay. So, again, I'm pretty sure these two are twin flames. I think this is a powerful message here that both of you are very connected when it comes to the astral realm, when it comes to communicating in your dream state or your meditative state. This is where you connect. And I feel like for the Divine Feminine especially, this is where she can kind of let go. But it feels like there's been an avoidance of this. I'm feeling this, it's too peoply, isn't just connected to her social status right now, because we've got this kind of loner energy and the wiser one, but also to perhaps an avoidance of this deep astral kind of communication that would have otherwise occurred with her person. This is where you're being asked to release, for sure. This is such an interesting one to come up. I really feel like this is connected to this loneliness you feel. This is a kind of outcast and energy of not knowing where you fit in anymore because of the changes you've gone through, suddenly feeling a bit isolated in your growth. You know, no one really understands what's happening, it feels like, for you. And so just feeling so different all of a sudden. It's really, it's a sad feeling. But you're connected to your truth, and this is where you're going to find more peace. This is where you're going to find more clarity and understanding by leaning back and surrendering to the energy of love in this connection, in the energy of love in your spiritual divinity. You know, your masculine's definitely shifting here. This internal guidance coming through loud and clear. And we have this judgment card, the card of awakening, the energy of being called by the soul. But, you know, he's still stuck in a karmic cycle, I feel. We've got love hurts here in the spider web and also this hourglass, which makes me feel like he's still in the dark. You know, she's surrounded by love, this Lady Venus, but Sanat Kumara, even though he's this beautiful light being, he's got all of this dark behind him. And I just feel like the timing isn't 100% right for him to step into his power, but it's coming, it's shifting that way. And so the door to union needs to be open. The energies are flowing, they're rushing in, and you need to be receptive, is the guidance here, to recognize it's all about divine timing and trusting these transits. These are powerful energies for you too. I really hope that helped, Pile 1. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you'd like to join me for the extended, you can find a link to that in the description box below. So please hit the like button if you did enjoy it, and don't forget to comment down below and tell me what you think. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you tap the little bell icon, you will get a notification every time I post. If you'd like to check out my webinars or my classes and spirit release therapy, you can find that at my website, happysouls1111.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Part 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Ophidia Rose Tarot with this beautiful piece of Amazonite. So, I actually used 3 decks in this reading. This one that you've chosen is for the Divine Feminine energies. For the connecting energies down the middle, I'm going to use the Illis Tarot. And for the Divine Masculine energies, I'm going to be using the Lunar Soul Tarot. Now, I don't work with reversals in these 2 decks, although I do with the one in the middle. So I'm going to give these all a good shuffle. And when I do these Divine Masculine Feminine readings, we're looking at energies in both counterparts. We're looking at their current energies, how they're thinking and feeling about one another in the connection. I'm also looking at what's shifting. Again, some guidance, of course. And there will be an extended reading today. So if this resonates for you, you can find the link for that in the description box below. But whilst I'm giving these a shuffle, don't forget to check out my website. You can book classes with me there, which are really intimate. They're always small groups, my classes. It's a way to get to know one another and work together. And I've got a healing and surrender class coming up in January, which still has just a few spaces left. I'm really excited to share that with you. And we've got some webinars coming up. The Beaver Full Moon, which is in just a few days, on Monday, I believe. And the 12/12 activation. And of course, it's Thanksgiving today. My goodness. Do you know, I didn't realise, because we don't celebrate it here in the UK. But to those of you that are celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm thankful for all of you being here today with me. Right, so let's do this. Now, for the Divine Feminine and the Masculine, I'm going to choose the Significator first. I'm using the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray. If you're interested in any of the decks I'm using, you can always find them listed in the description box below. So for the Divine Feminine, we've got Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. And for the Divine Masculine, let's see what we've got here. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Absolutely beautiful. Right, so what's the current energies for our Divine Feminine? Oh, you can get that one because it's sticking out. King of Cups. So lots of water energy here. That's Scorpio energy there with the King of Cups. We've got Temperance and a 3 of Pentacles. What's she thinking and feeling about this connection? We've got the 2 of Cups. The Queen of Cups, my goodness. She's really in the feels. And 2 came out here. I'm going to keep them both. We've got the Devil and the King of Wands. And what's shifting for this Divine Feminine? The Three of Cups, my goodness, she really is in the feels. The Four of Cups. I promise these are very well shuffled. And the Knight of Wands. So much water and fire energy here. So much water and fire energy. Wow. Okay. Let me just move that one out of the way for a minute. So for our Divine Masculine, what's his current energies? The Seven of Swords. The Eight of Cups. And the Three of Cups. What's he thinking of feeling about this connection? The Seven of Wands. Four of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles. What's shifting for this masculine? The World. The Page of Cups. And the Ace of Wands. Wowza. Whew, big energies here for you guys. Just going to move these up ever so slightly so they're all well in shot. Hopefully you can see them nicely. Whoop. There we go. Okay, connecting energies down the middle. This is the Illis Tarot. So for current energies, we've got Page of Cups in reverse. Connecting feelings, we've got Temperance. What's shifting, we've got Queen of Cups. So much water energy, and I didn't get a connecting card for up here. So let's do that now. We'll use some more oracle cards as we go through, but we've got lots of cards on the table now, so we're going to start here. We've got Guardian Angel. You are not alone. Feather there. Beautiful. My goodness. The energy of this reading is actually lovely. It's very emotionally authentic, is what I will say. It's like this is two very emotionally matured people. And, you know, they're on their own journey with their own struggles, but they have a very mature, grounded energy to them. And this Divine Feminine in this Water Guardian energy, this is absolutely beautiful. Connect with your emotions, and that she is. There is so much Cups energy overall in this reading, and we start with this King of Cups, this emotional mastery, which is exactly what's described here with this Water Guardian. You know, the King of Cups is the king of emotion, and Scorpio energy is highly sensitive and highly intuitive. And with this Temperance energy here and this Three of Pentacles, this Divine Feminine is someone that's very, very evolved. You know, she's filling her own cup. She is in her own field. She knows how to fill her own love tank. And with this Three of Pentacles here, she's collaborative too. She's open, she's receptive. It feels like she's definitely divinely inspired and divinely guided. She's in a good place. There's a solid foundation of understanding here. This is a really beautiful, really powerful, stable, harmonious emotional flow that we've got going on here with this Divine Feminine. It's really quite lovely. For the masculine in this warrior energy, you know, be fearless and stand strong. But he's still so afraid. There's so much fear for this masculine with this Seven of Swords energy. And I want to bring this card up close and show you so you can see. He stood in the dark. You know, the sword of truth is just within reach, but instead he's kind of cowering behind this wall, behind who, you know, stood in the shadow. And so he's on this inner journey. He may be very quiet right now. I don't feel, even though his Divine Feminine is receptive, this Page of Cups in reverse is the connecting energy. I feel he's not communicative, even though he's sailing towards union energy. You know, he wants a reunion. He wants to come out of the dark. But we see here that he's sailing in the dark. You know, the sun's just peeking, you know, beyond the horizon here. And again, this is Cancerian energy. You know, cups again, threes here. Now, with 2 3s showing up, it could be that both parties here have karmic partners. Threes can always indicate a third party situation. This feels more likely on the masculine side of the fence to me than it does the feminines, in particular because the Seven of Swords can also be connected to deceitfulness and betrayal. And it does feel like, you know, he knows he needs to leave that situation. But at the moment, he's, you know, with this card, this is a reunion card or a three-way card. You know, you've got to take that as it resonates for you, but for sure, he's needing to step into the light, to be true to himself. He's still in the shadow. He's still figuring this out. He's still deep in water. There's an incredible amount of emotion here. And as I said, it feels like both are considering it at a very mature level, but they're not communicating. It does feel like there's been a kind of silence at the moment, so both parties can gather themselves. So this feminine is receptive. The connecting energy here, the guardian angel, you are not alone. And I do feel like, these are very spiritual cards that have come up here. The warrior, of course, is still fighting. It's a battling energy that this masculine is going through. Still so very defensive here. But this connection is for sure divinely guided right now. There is so much protection and light around both of you. You are being moved towards completion, towards this union energy. And indeed, we see here in the divine feminine's feelings, we've got this Two of Cups energy, Queen of Cups, and the Devil and King of Wands. And these are such conflicting energies. And it shows us where the healing still needs to happen, because Temperance, even though it was upright over here, is reversed when it comes to the balance of the actual connection. The bit in the middle is the bit that determines where this energy heads. You're both contributing to that central point. So this divine feminine, she feels ready. She's got this Two of Cups energy, this Queen of Cups energy here, which also appears again. But, she's feeling this union buzz. She's feeling this desire to come forward. But the Devil demonstrates that there's still some codependence here. There's still an obsessive, addictive quality to her loving. But she's more in control of it. This King of Wands energy is about spiritual mastery. And you see how she's using the crystals here in this wand to create more balance. Look at all the black and white demonstrated in this card. She's really trying to stay in control still. Things can't flow in a perfectly harmonious way, because there's still this undercurrent of codependence that is unhealed, but she's at least mastered it. She's mastered flowing in a more balanced way, staying more aligned, but there's more work to do here. This masculine, he's still defensive. And we've got this letting go energy and this Ten of Pentacles, and again this comes up with this energy of 3 up here, this idea of a third party. He has the key to move forward, but there's something he's unable to let go of. And I do feel like there's a fear of him, for him, of being alone also. I'm hearing he doesn't feel so alone in the world because you're in it. But for sure, he feels defensive and afraid of what's to come. There's a lot of divinely guided change in his life right now with these sevens, that's allowing him to complete one old cycle and turn a corner and transform, the whole energy of his life is what I'm hearing. So, I do feel that he's got his back to the divine feminine right now. Both of these cards are facing away from the divine feminine's energy. And they're looking for an outlet. They're looking for where they can release themselves from this tangle that they've kind of got muddled in. For some, there's a career blockage here as well. This is the energy of hitting a glass ceiling and of being very unsatisfied and not sure where to go. So for sure, a lot of this could be impacted by the material nature of this person's lifestyle choices at the moment. The home, the family, the work, the career. Feels like he's fighting a lot of difficult battles. And so the feelings have got nothing to ground in. They're mutual and they're strong. But with this Temperance, this masculine's still taking more than what he returns. And so because this divine feminine is still in this codependent chaser energy, the energy flows in a non-harmonious way. He's still got some work to do. The energy of solitude is needed on his side of the fence, is what I'm hearing. In terms of what's shifting for them, we've got this 3 of Cups to the divine feminine, the 4 of Cups and the Knight of Wands, and this is powerful. This is the energy of drive and enthusiasm, and we've got this reunion energy that we saw up here, as the masculine's current energy. This is also, I feel this is such a playful and lovely energy. This is taking time to create more of an emotional balance in life. Solitude versus social interaction is what I'm hearing is the contrast for you here. Alone time, going within time, balanced more with the need to actually interact with others in a friendly, fun way as well. It definitely feels like with this Knight of Wands, there's a challenge now to face that inner child pain that's connected to codependence, to get, to fully embody the true energy of the King of Wands. The Knight of Wands needs to be mastered first. So there's recognition of a need for transformation here. I'm drawn to how the butterflies are here also. There's a need to almost revert back. It's like reverting back to this adolescent pain. And sometimes when we express that part of ourselves, it brings up all kinds of different things. But one of them for you is about balancing playtime versus you time and really having overall fun time. That's something I don't think you got when you were really young, because of the burden of your trauma meant that you weren't able to embody that part of your youth in the positive aspects either. So you are being asked to revisit that, obviously in the most sensible way. But for this divine feminine, who's already very emotionally deep and mature, it just feels like this next shift is going to really enrich that feeling of power and understanding of self. And it feels like this is a divine feminine that is receptive to understanding self. She wants to understand self. She, understanding her own psyche and the emotional depths of others is one of her favourite things. Again, this Scorpio energy that's so emotionally inquisitive. So for sure, this is powerful growth and expansion occurring here for the divine feminine. The masculine, again, we see him completing now this cycle, and whereas the Page of Cups was reversed up here, it's now upright here. So I do see him opening up and making an offer. And this character, this figure here, is of course facing our divine feminine side. So this reunion could very well be shifting into motion with these energies down here. And we do have this Ace of Wands also, this very spiritual new beginning. And these are very passionate energies that are coming at the divine feminine from the masculine side. Whatever is shifting for the divine masculine, we do see that that's coming full cycle and he really is starting over. And the connecting energies here are Queen of Cups. Now this is, this is still a fairly emotionally defensive energy, but it's also charged, it's mature. And there's, this feels like meeting on the bridge and an opening or an opportunity here for something new and fresh. So for sure, this is a really positive lineup for pile 2 as far as I can tell. Let's get some guidance cards for you as well. So I'm going to use the Kyle Gray Keepers of the Light Oracle. So let's get some for the divine feminine. We've got Gaia, Earth Connection. That's lovely. Let's see what we've got for the masculine. Oh, just move that down here. Let's see what the guidance. Oh, this one fell out. El Mariah, Awakening Presence. And let's see what the connecting one is. I'm going to use these. These are also Kyle Gray, actually. Which one's these called? The Angel Guide Oracle, I think. Let's see what these say. Take charge and action. Beautiful. Let's get some charms for you guys as well. I'm going to take this over to the extended in a minute. We're going to get some deeper messages. Messages from each counterpart. But let's do these charms first. We've got I Need My Space, Bitch Spray, the Gramophone, the Hermit Crab, the Loner Club, Paper Fortune Teller, and Hello, I'm a Bad Idea. Okay. So this divine feminine earth connection, be mindful of the planet, to come back to earth, stay grounded. And I'm really drawn to how much water is depicted here. It's really quite beautiful, so much water in the background. Remember how much watery energy we've got in this reading overall, but you've got that tinge, the element of air represented in the tinge of the clouds. And of course she's holding the whole planet in her hands. So much skill and mastery here in this energy of this divine feminine. But yeah, this is about spending more time outdoors and bringing herself back to reality. I think the clue is here as well with that Four of Cups energy and bringing those things into balance. Water energy is very dreamy. It has a tendency to get lost in daydream, lost in visualization, lost in imagining, lost in journey work, lost in spirit. And, you know, you have to show up in the present as well. That's where your real power is, in the now. And I feel like this is what that Three of Cups versus the Four of Cups is really drawing to your attention, that you need to bring these things into balance. You need to remember that this bit in your hands is the bit that you're working on, the bit that really matters right now. And you need space. You know, you've got the Hermit Crab, the Loner Club, you know, as energy for both of you. You know, this isn't the time for union. This is the time that growth and shifts and changes are happening. We for sure see union energies coming in. But right now, and look, we've got this bitch spray. These are the parts of you that are still unrestrained. And in that devil energy, you know, there's still parts of you. He's got this as well. Hello, I'm a bad idea. You know, he's got this too. There are still parts of you guys that need healing. And, you know, again, another symbol of divinity and divine timing and trusting in fate and destiny to make this happen. And for sure with this gramophone, you know, this is the energy of finding meaning in sound and the transference of messages and downloads through your connection to music and sound. Yeah, I'm hearing you need to pay attention. I got a really careful ringing in my ears when I said that. But take charge and action. Take responsibility for selves. You know, with the El Mariah, this awakening presence, the universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Again, this is another symbol. You're not alone. It's like the universe is on your side right now. You've got Mother Gaia, El Mariah, and all this awakening presence. These are very powerful energies for the two of you to be in. And everything's moving in the right direction. You just need to kind of lean back some more and take charge of the energetic realms, the 5D realms, but stay grounded. Stay grounded. You're being divinely guided right now. This feels like a really powerful read for you guys, pile 2. So I'm going to take this over to the extended. If you'd like to join me there, the link is down below. But thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to share these readings with you. That felt really pumped, and I'm excited to see how that turns out for you. Please do hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments down below what you think. And don't forget to check out my website. It's happysouls1111.com. I'll see you next time. Lots of love, pile 2. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Crystal Unicorn Tarot with this beautiful piece of Ametrine. And I'm going to give you this good shuffle, but actually for these readings I do use 3 decks. Now for the Divine Masculine energies, we're going to use the Lunar Soul Tarot over here. And for the connecting energies down the middle, we're going to use the Illust Tarot. So I'm going to give these all a good shuffle. And in these readings, I look at the current energies of each counterpart, how they're thinking and feeling about the connection and one another, and what's shifting for each of them. Of course, we'll get some guidance. There will be an extended reading today as well. So if this resonates for you, you can find a link to that in the description box below. So I'm just going to give these a really good shuffle. Let's see what's happening for you two. What is going on in this connection? Now, I will use the gender pronouns she for the Divine Feminine and he for the Divine Masculine, but these are not gender specific readings, so please just adjust the gender pronouns as you see fit. Now, with this deck for the masculine energies, the Lunar Soul, I won't use reversals because this is a non-reversible deck. So if they come out reversed, I will be turning them upright. Go, and the Illust Tarot. This is all 90s icons. I love this deck. Also shuffles so beautifully. And to begin with, I'm going to get some cards as significators for each energy. So for the Divine Feminine counterpart, we're going to choose from the Angels and Ancestors deck. And we have got Medicine Mother for the Divine Feminine energy. Same deck for the Divine Masculine energy. And we have got Hermit, Retreat and Recharge. And same deck again for the connecting energy. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Okay, so let's draw some cards. Current energies for the Divine Feminine. Current energies for the Divine Feminine. We've got the Ten of Wands. We've got the Seven of Cups in reverse. And we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. What is she thinking and feeling about her person in this connection? Got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Tower in reverse. And the Emperor in reverse. And what's shifting for this Divine Feminine? Lots of blocked energies here. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Swords in reverse. And the Ten of Cups. So let's just see if that's all in shot. Pretty much. Okay, let's choose the masculine. Current energies for our Divine Masculine, please. We've got the Emperor. The Three of Swords and the Sun. What's he thinking and feeling about this connection? Six of Cups, High Priestess, and the Knight of Cups. Wow, what's shifting for this Divine Masculine? Seven of Swords, Six of Wands, Nine of Wands. These are big energies, guys. Okay, let's see what the Ilus Tarot has for the connecting energies. So connecting current energies, we have King of Pentacles in reverse. Feelings. Seven of Swords in reverse. What's shifting? The Empress in reverse. These are such interesting and confusing energies for you guys. You guys in pile 3. Very complex situation going on here between you and your person. I just get the feeling you've not seen your person for a very, very long time. I feel that communication has been suspended. There's been a huge absence of one another in your 3D lives. But there is so much going on beneath the surface for the two of you here. For a start, our Divine Feminine, Medicine Mother, honour your inner knowing. She is on this beautiful spiritual path, and I feel like she's been on it for a while, working independently, growing within herself. There's a strong energy of shamanic practice here. It's also powerfully connected to Reiki energy, Reiki healing, crystal healing. This is someone that's already working in their local community, already reaching out and supporting others with their light work and with their medicine work. You know, there's definitely a nod towards the earthy herb way here. And this Ten of Wands, this is someone that's taking responsibility. This is an independent divine feminine. The rose-tinted glasses are off with this person. She is in her power and making life happen. But she's not yet aligned with her truth, her divine purpose. And I feel this niggles at her. She knows she's doing lots of great things, but she doesn't know if she's doing the right thing. There's still this energy of wondering what her true purpose might be. And she knows instinctively it's connected to the energy of her counterpart, but she doesn't know how. She doesn't know when or where or what. There's an energy of waiting here with this divine feminine, a feeling of being frustrated and not being sure where to go next. For our divine masculine, retreat and recharge, this hermit energy. I feel like this one's a bit later to the party. I don't know why, but the energy of the mountain comes through really strong for this reading. There's a connecting energy for you too. I don't know if you talked about mountains or if you met on a mountain. There's, just as I say this, there's all these mountains behind the Emperor here as well. But we've got the Emperor, Three of Swords, and the Sun here. This person, I feel, just is very damaged. They have a very strong ego. They have a very fixed view of the world. And yet they're stable and maybe very successful. But they don't know how to have a healthy relationship. There is something still innocent and very pure about this person. But for a long time, they really haven't known how to be vulnerable. They have the capacity for incredible compassion and empathic generosity, but also it's quite often these acts of kind of altruism or of being virtuous are really about impressing upon those around them that they are, a decent person. A lot of this feels insincere, and yet they are finding themselves. This could be a boss or a leader of some kind. This could be someone that's on a bit of a power trip in their career even. But their current energy is definitely one of egomania. It's one of just beginning to find their way out of it. Not intentionally. I feel they've accidentally perhaps dropped within themselves through some practice or change in their external world. And so it feels like this connection just isn't grounded right now, that there's no room for these two to interact with one another. I've got Spirit Fox here as the connecting energy. Trust your talents in changing times. And I think changing times is really important here with these two, because it feels like Spirit is asking both of them to be more strategic and to bring the energy of this connection into the kind of 3D awareness, to be grounded. This King of Pentacles energy in reverse is where the blockage is. It's this lack of trust in the talents of one another and what they could achieve together. I just get a strong sense of commercial power with this masculine. And perhaps he's got the commercial know-how that this divine feminine lacks to take her light work to the next level. She's got the Emperor in reverse here as well. This, not knowing how to be in control. This very submissive energy with this Tower in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune out of, in reverse, and not allowing herself to surrender control. This is a divine feminine that wants to take responsibility, that believes it's her job to provide and protect. And in real terms, it probably is. But, she can just kind of let go of the reins a bit and trust in the flow of abundance. There's a block here to abundance. There's a block to receiving everything that's divinely hers. This masculine really is waking up. Something shifted for him, and he's stepping, into this energy of nostalgia, intuitively and emotionally, wanting to connect, wanting to be in communication. With the Seven of Swords here, this is two people letting their barriers down and allowing things to kind of move forward. It's interesting that you're being asked to flow, but there's so much energy of strategy here as well. And I think that's where the imbalance is. There is a divine strategy, and that's what you need to flow with, to recognize that it's above you and beyond your conscious awareness. I do see as feelings here, this masculine is for sure wanting to come in, make offers to connect. There's a strong telepathic or astral connection here. And this divine feminine, she's feeling pretty out of control and reluctant and resistant to that happening. I'm hearing she doesn't want to lose herself in his strength again. I'm hearing that he's a very overwhelming and powerful force of a person, that she could not help but submit to his strength. And that was both desirable and intriguing, but also it made her weak, is what I'm hearing. She doesn't trust herself to return to the energy of that connection. She doesn't trust herself to stay in control, this divine feminine. And I think this is what's pulling him back. He knows, and he always wants what he can't have. This is a person that gets what they want and doesn't stop until they do. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse here. This divine feminine doesn't want to give anymore. She's tired. She wants to focus on her own journey. Like I said, the rose-tinted glasses are off. And I don't see that she's shifting out of that energy anytime soon, but I do see her shifting towards love. And what's really interesting is I don't think it's with this guy. I don't think she needs it to be with this guy either. I feel like there's something healthier and more beautiful on the horizon for this divine feminine. That this masculine, who's still not quite coming out of the shadow, still has work to do on himself. You know, the mountain thing has come up here again for him. I just feel like this divine feminine here are very different life journeys in their path. This Empress card here in reverse for me indicates that this masculine, because of the huge disparity in their growth in terms of their evolution, however hard this feminine tries to stay aligned, this masculine will be in the energy of distorting her and her alignment, distorting her ability to stay aligned. And that won't be attractive to her anymore. I feel like this divine feminine has other options and that she's comfortable exploring them. This is what's allowed her to release so much anxiety of the past. So yeah, very, very reluctant to take action here. Let's get some guidance cards for you guys. So these are the Kyle Gray Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. We've got Kuan Yin, care and compassion. And for the divine masculine, the divine director, intervention and purpose. And for the connecting energies here, we're going to get the Angel Guides Oracle. Also by Kyle Gray. I'm having a Kyle Gray day. Transformation. Beautiful. And let's get some charms for you guys as well. Oh! So sorry. I was knocking my tripod over. Okay. Right. See what we've got here. Hello, I'm yours. I'm trying and that's enough. Friends Don't Lie, Stranger Things reference there. I love that show. Can't wait for the new one. Okay, Loner Club. Teeny tiny pink sparkly butterfly. Piece of amethyst. Black like my heart. Bullshit remover. And the party animal sloth. Okay, guidance to these two. The energy of Kuan Yin. Care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. I feel like this divine feminine puts too much pressure on herself to be something she's not ready to be yet. And that she doesn't need to understand her mission work beyond what's necessary for her tomorrow. You're being asked to step into the energy of just sharing your light where it's most needed in any given moment, and to recognize that the right clients and the methods of finding them will unfold and expand as you continue. You are trying, and that is enough, and this is what matters. And there's a real nod from Spirit for your efforts here, because you really have divinely guided and inspired so many. We've got the amethyst and this beautiful butterfly charm here as well. The amethyst is always about intuition and spiritual growth, and you know, the butterfly is beautiful transformation. For me, this is about recognizing everything you've achieved to date, how much you've grown, and that this hello, I'm yours really means that you are yours. You know, you have come into union with yourself, and that all of this restraint is actually very well placed, healthy boundaries, because this person hasn't demonstrated good friendship. As I said, there's the energy of egomania with this person. They still haven't grown. They've still got lots of little boy lessons to learn. You know, there's still the energy of massive immaturity on this side. And so it is better for each of you to be on your own while you go through this energy of transformation. But I do see them coming in hard. And it feels like, you know, you're going to be in the energy of not wanting this time, of recognizing it's not enough, that it doesn't serve you. You know, this person's still very lazy when it comes to investing their time wisely, and certainly in matters of the heart. And the party animal sloth is a bit of contradiction, because, you know, sloths are very slow. They're very boring, and they're certainly not party animals. And so, you know, this is someone projecting a certain image of who they want you to think they are versus who they really are. Black like my heart. You know, this person still has a lot of shadow in them. And with this bullshit remover energy here as well on their side, you know, this is someone who's still not really showing up as even remotely authentic. And that's not supportive energy for either of you. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided, and happiness is your purpose. And that's all each of you needs to know right now. That things are moving in the direction they're meant to, and that they continue moving in the right direction. But you just have to kind of trust and flow with it. Now is definitely not the time for union. And I feel like, you know, this divine feminine at this moment in time could not imagine turning her nose up at some kind of union offer. But I think when it presents itself, she will realise how low vibrational the energy of this connection currently is, because she's grown and her person hasn't. There's transformation occurring, but it's really not time, and that's okay. And there's another opportunity for joy and abundance and unity here, whether this is a lovely, wonderful relationship or just feeling whole and complete in the family unit you already have. For sure, this is happiness, it's joy, and it's a beautiful celebration. So I really hope that helps you path through. I'm going to take this over to the extended reading now. So if this resonated and you'd like to check out more, we're going to look deeper in that reading into how each of the other's feeling, get some messages from each counterpart, and of course some deeper guidance. You can find the link in the comments and the description box down below. Hopefully I'll see you there. But thank you so much for tuning in. It really has been a pleasure to share this reading with you. Thank you so much for hitting the like button, and don't forget to comment down below. Tell me what you think. And if you'd like to see more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon, and you will get an update every time I post. And to check out classes and webinars and all of my other cool services, don't forget to have a mosey onto my website. That's happysouls1111.com. See you next time. Lots of love. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen Dame Darcy's Queen Alice Tarot with this beautiful piece of rainbow fire and ice quartz. Okay, so I'm going to give these a shuffle now. I do actually work with 3 piles in this reading, and we're asking today what's going on between you and them. What's going on with this person? We're looking at both energies, the divine feminine energies on the left with the deck you've chosen here. The divine masculine energies will be on the right with the lunar soul tarot here. And the connecting energies down the middle, that's what's going on between you, will be the Alice tarot. So I'm going to give all of these a good shuffle. Now, the Queen Alice tarot is a beautiful deck. If you're a big fan of Alice in Wonderland, as I am, have a good shuffle. We're going to use some oracle cards and charms as well today. And there will be an extended reading. So if you do enjoy this reading and it resonates with you, there's more to come. Okay. And for the Divine Masculine now, with the Lunar Soul Tarot, they don't have reversible backs, so I don't read with reversals with this deck. If they come out reversed, I will turn them upright. And finally, the connecting deck. This is the Illus Tarot, 90s Icons. I love this deck. It shuffles so nicely as well. And we're going to use some oracle cards. I'm going to start off with the Angel and Ancestors deck. So I'm going to choose a significator for our Divine Feminine. We've got Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. And let's get one for the Divine Masculine and then for the connecting energies. So for our masculine, Druid, hold space, beautiful. And for the connecting energies, Autumn, release the old and rest. Pop that there. Okay, let's get some tarot cards out. I'm just going to move these two out of the way while we pull for the Divine Feminine. So we're going to look at current energies first. What are the current energies for the Divine Feminine? That's the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and how's she thinking and feeling about this connection? Two of Swords, Nine of Wands, and the Ace of Swords, and what's shifting for this Divine Feminine? The Moon in reverse, Ten of Pentacles, Three of Swords. See what we've got for our masculine here. Well, that one turned over. Six of Cups for current energies. King of Cups. And the Death card. So lots of Scorpio energy here. Both Death and King of Cups is Scorpio energy. Got lots of Earth energy. Virgo, Capricorn energy on the other side. We've got Five of Pentacles for thoughts and feelings, Seven of Swords, Six of Wands. What's shifting for this masculine? Two of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Fool. Okay. So let's get some connecting energies here. So current energies connecting and Page of Swords in reverse. Feelings. Devil in reverse. What's shifting? Eight of Swords. Okay. Our Divine Feminine. Feel loved and comforted. This is a Divine Feminine that's really learned how to take care of herself and her material world. It's a Divine Feminine, it feels it's really firmly grounded right now. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles in her present as well. You know, this is the energy of self-fulfillment. This is someone who's not focused too much on where things are going or what's meant to be happening. She's very focused on just making sure that, you know, her material world is good and balanced and that she's nurtured and has enough time and space for herself. It feels like she's found some nice balance and harmony. The Knight of Swords here is very action oriented, and I do feel there's this impulse towards communication with her person right now. But she's looking into the past. I feel like she's having these conversations in the 5D and that she's satisfied with that. She doesn't feel particularly aligned with the energy of union right now, which is really interesting because it feels like that's what's approaching in many respects. Even though there's a lot of unresolved frustration and anger here, this is a Divine Feminine that for the most part feels quite detached from this journey and comfortable in her solitude and not really wanting to rock the boat of the peace and comfort that she's cultivated for herself. There's a reluctance here. And yet an impulse to do something. With the masculine in this druid energy. Hold the space. I feel this masculine senses this. With all of this Scorpio energy here and the Six of Cups, to me this is a masculine that knows what's going on here. He had, certainly with Scorpio energy, that's a very deep understanding of emotion that's being demonstrated here. And with the Death card coming up for current energies, you know, this masculine for sure is undergoing a powerful transformation in terms of how he perceives this connection and the world around him. But he's quite comfortable facing away also. You know, both of the energies here are quartz at the centre here. In the Divine Feminine's case, it's the Knight of Swords charging in this direction, moving away from the connection. And in this case, the masculine instead is making an offer to himself. You know, this is also Scorpio energy. He has his back facing away from the Divine Feminine energy, and he's focused on his own transformation. But this is a result of this offer that's already been extended to him through his interaction with this Divine Feminine. You know, this is look how beautiful this card is in terms of demonstrating growth and divine timing. You know, the flower will bloom when the flower will bloom. When you're at this stage, the last thing you want to do is start digging the seed up. You know, we have to let it go. We have to let it just grow in its own time. And so it feels like the baton has been passed and it's been received. And, you know, this druid, this holds space. This is the energy of solitude. It's the energy of the hermit. So it feels like there's not a great deal of communication here right now. And the Page of Swords certainly as a connecting energy would indicate no messages are being passed back and forward. And if anything, that there's an undercurrent of bitterness here. Perhaps some petty squabble. Just going to adjust the camera slightly. Some petty squabble that's happened here. And we have this connecting energy as being autumn, release the old and rest. And it feels like that's what both are doing. They're resting. You know, this Divine Feminine thinks she's receptive. And I think in the 5D, they are receptive to one another. This is where they can be their true selves. But in the 3D, there's definitely an undercurrent of avoidance here, with both parties having their backs to one another. And a kind of disassociation from one another and any kind of collaborative efforts in the journey. I'm looking as well down here at this Alice, who's also running away in this direction. So that the masculine undergoing this transformation, you know, growing, recognizing what this journey means, and the feminine knowing full well what it means and just taking care of herself, having kind of shut down somewhat emotionally to the energies of this connection. And she's feeling very indecisive. We've got this Two of Swords here, this inner conflict, the energy of not wanting to make a decision, not wanting to see the wider perspective, and more 9 energy here. This Divine Feminine's really learned how to be on her own. And it feels really ironic that just as the masculine begins to transform and show up and start over, that this Divine Feminine's kind of done. You know, she's had so much time to cultivate comfort, peace and joy in her independence, that she's now at this final hurdle. You know, she's very focused on truth, and I feel has very little patience or tolerance for anything that presents as anything other but truly authentic. So this masculine, I fear, coming at this from Scorpio energy, which is very mysterious and very secretive and not necessarily as open and demonstrative with their emotions and feelings as this feminine can be, is kind of prepping himself for a difficult ride. I feel he does feel like he can be successful in this journey. This does feel like the energy of someone that's suddenly beginning to recognize their own power and developing enough brevity to allow them to take a step forward and try. But for sure, you know, with feelings being the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, this person definitely feels left in the dark and out in the cold. This is such an interesting Seven of Swords because it literally shows us someone stood in their own shadow aspect, afraid to reach the Ace of Swords truth that's just there within reach. The same one the Divine Feminine, in fact, is offering. You know, she's passing the baton again. You know, this is really powerful connecting energies here. And the Devil in reverse, neither party wanting to show up in an unhealthy way, but still, you know, we see these opposing energies here, the masculine moving away. He's afraid he'll be rejected right now. He knows that he's got to step into the light and he doesn't feel ready. Look how scared he looks. He doesn't feel ready to step into the light, but he is ready to do the work. I'm hearing he's ready to carry his weight. And he trusts that he can be victorious. He trusts that he can make it work. But both parties are very keenly aware that if they're going to do this again, there's no drama. No one wants drama. I think both parties want truth, and the masculine's not going to step forward until he's able to deliver that and honour that. That's how this feels. In terms of what's shifting, we've got the Moon in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is an interesting combination when it comes up with the Ten of Pentacles, because of course one is about material and familial abundance and unity and completion, and the other is about heartbreak. But this is a very different Three of Swords. Now there's a very distinct message coming through here as well with the Moon in reverse, and this is a caution to some. It may not apply to all, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But there's a caution to some of you to not act in haste out of vengeance. Some of you watching this reading have waited so long that you may be on the cusp or precipice of moving on in a different direction with intent to wound. It's a bit of a, I showed you energy, you're too late, and now you're going to feel the pain of not having me. For those of you that resonates with, the guidance here is very clear. Don't do that. It's not the right reason. Because there is a distortion with this Moon in reverse. Whatever is your personal situation, this applies to everyone watching. You know, the Moon in reverse indicates a lack of clarity, where fear is overwhelming our ability to see the way forward. And what's being presented to you here is an opportunity for unity and togetherness. Now, it may not be easy and you may not feel very ready for it. And the other person perhaps is also not as ready as you might like. But there's definitely energy shifting here that is in a very positive way. Now, we do see our Two of Wands divine masculine energy here now facing our divine feminine. And the Two of Wands is a very decisive action. You know, this is someone that's made their decision and is now showing up. But the divine feminine over here is facing him with all of her wrath, pointing fingers, driving thunderbolts his way, cutting off her nose to spite her face. This is how it feels. Say it might not be for all of you, but just be very careful that there's pent-up anger here that needs to be released. And you need to be responsible for how you release that. Remember, we've got release old and rest. We can express our frustration, our anger still from a place of peace and love. And so you're really being guided to consider very carefully how you approach raising your grievances in this connection. Because this energy, even though it's a new beginning, it's not yet stable. This is still only a number 2 and it's still only a page. Your masculine's afraid. He's afraid to come forward. And, you know, there's this chink of optimism here that makes him think, maybe I can do it. But it's fragile. And if he steps forward and is rebuffed, we're going to see all of this fragility and this, you know, immature response because this person's only just stepping into their power and they're going to flee again. We have got the Fool, which is a new beginning. It's a leap of faith. But for me, this is a, you know, you can't really mess this up. It will always come back round. But, you know, the difficulty at the connecting energy here is actually limiting beliefs, not limiting situations. You know, this is people's heads and hearts getting in the way of what's true and real. This is what's bringing confusion, is assumptions. And so you're really being guarded against, you know, making assumptions and questioning someone's integrity at this stage and trying to communicate from a place of peace and love and equanimity. Oh, let's get some guidance cards to you guys as well. So this is the Keepers of the Light, deck by Kyle Gray. For our Divine Feminine, we've got Kuan Yin, Care and Compassion. I'm pretty sure that's already come up. Let's see what we've got for our masculine. Do you know what? I don't know if these two have actually come up together, but we've definitely had them out. The Divine Director, Intervention and Purpose. And for the connecting energies here, we've got Compassion. And I want to get some of these cards as well. And I want to ask, you know, what would you say to yourself? What do your higher selves want to communicate? Or what would you say to each other? What do you want to say to your person? Divine Feminine. I haven't forgotten you. I think about you all the time. This is a new beginning. There's no going back. I have big feelings for you, but I'm not sure how you feel about me. And the masculine wants to say, how can you truly love and accept me if you cannot love and accept yourself? I can't cope with your codependent behaviours. And please forgive me. Yeah, he's wronged her. She's got grievances, man. I feel it. This is heavy stuff. So compassion's come up twice here, and it's the Divine Feminine that's bringing this energy. I want you to remember that Divine Feminine energy is creative. You know, it creates revolution because it feels with the heart, because of compassion. Compassion is a Divine Feminine quality that we impart and inspire in the masculine. It's not their true nature. But the feminine feels with their heart. They don't feel with their mind. So they're less inclined towards making logical decisions. And I hate to stereotype, but the compassion energy is a Divine Feminine energy. And this is what we have in the connecting energies. The masculine's coming through as this Divine Director, intervention and purpose. And it says divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. And it does feel like this masculine's recognising this, that for sure he's coming out of a period of darkness. And at the heart of this connection, you do have this beautiful compassion. You know, this genuine, sincere care for one another. This genuine and sincere wish that the other is well and good. It's this bit in the middle of bringing it into balance and being there for one another in a sustainable and healthy way that presents the obstacle. And so this is our Divine Feminine being vulnerable. You know, I do think about you all the time. I haven't forgotten you. It's obviously been a long time. But she's felt this shift. This is a new beginning, you know, and there's no going back. I have big feelings for you, but I'm not sure how you feel about me. And so it doesn't surprise me, all of this Scorpio energy. This is a masculine that's never been real about how he feels. And so she's never really known. But, you know, he asks a really valid question here. How can you truly love and accept me if you cannot love and accept yourself? You know, he understands the purpose of this journey. And, you know, he's here to show you where your shit stinks. You know, neither one of you wants this codependent, unhealthy attachment. But I do feel he's been unnecessarily harsh. We had that dishonesty, you know, coming up. He knows he's got music to face. He's feeling very bashful about that. So there's a lot of water under the bridge here between the two of you, and a lot of fear in reconnecting. So let's get some more guidance cards for you. I'm going to use these, I think they're called Angel Guides, also by Kyle Gray. If you're interested in what decks I'm using, they're always in the description box below. Let's get some guidance and charms. Then I'm going to take this over to the extended. We're going to go much deeper. Right, let's see what we're getting here. Expect miracles. Do the work. Friendship and union. I'm telling you, those union energies are everywhere right now. They're like transits, opportunities and openings for togetherness. It's whether or not we're bold or ready enough to embrace them, or to get stuck in the old patterns again. And we've got the asthma pump. This has come out in loads today as well. It's mad. And this one, hello, I'm yours. Friends don't lie. And the aeroplane. It's the guidance for you, pile 4. Expect miracles. This is beautiful. Please trust in the forward momentum of your journey. Get yourself aligned with that vortex of energy. Look how balanced and blissed out she is. Remember who you're connected to. All of this divine mother energy that's so comforting and loving, that you know how to draw on. You know how to take care of yourself. But you're ready to balance this compassionate heart and meet in the middle. You have learned what unconditional love is. And your person's showing up, and they want to be honest. That they know they've not even been a good friend. But they are showing up now. And, you know, this is a case of relieving your anxiety and taking a breather to be able to take this journey with them. You know, because you've got this union energy here, your light and dark aspects meeting. And again here, friendship and union. You know, you're guided to try and remain open-hearted enough to receive, and to not be such an island. You're ready for this, even though you decided that you no longer needed or wanted it. It's happening. And you're guided to be receptive to it. I really hope that helps. I'm going to take this over to the extended. If you did enjoy this, please do hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe so we can get together and read together again. If you tap the little bell icon, then you will get an update every time I post. I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Bye.